It's a beautiful day out there today. We are Copenhagen bound, but first off, let's get some food for these boys because they are hungry. Welcome back to the channel. We are in the heart of Copenhagen trying to find some parking for our 9-metre motorhome, which incidentally just passed 10,000 miles a moment ago. So let's see if we can find somewhere to park this beast. It is apparently free parking because it's a bank holiday here. So let's see if we can find somewhere to squeeze this in. Well, I've parked on the side of the road here. There's no double yellows, so it looks to be all right. Although we passed some policemen that directed us at the last traffic lights. I think I'd have a quick word with them, make sure we're all right here. There are lots of bikes here, just like Amsterdam, right?
Yeah, it does feel quite Dutch in a lot of ways, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it?
Who are you then, George? Come on.
As we were walking past the Lego store, we noticed it had a huge screen in the window and a sensor to scan your hand, so George had to go.
Hang on. Preparing for scanning. Who are you? Stand back.
Pizza boy, George.
And Lindsay had to have a go-to.
Oh, you can feel it. It's haptic.
Who are you, Linz?
Who am I? It's going to be someone glamorous.
A rainbow bear.
Rainbow bear.
You can't miss her with them leggings on. Look how colourful she is. We're an hour early for our walking tour.
Yeah, can we go on a boat?
George spotted these statues in the water down there, which are probably going to be hard to see, so I'll put a picture up now. Well spotted, Georgie.
Uh-huh.
So what are they, George?
So it's actually a merman and his 7 sons underwater, which is really cool. Well, at least according to the signs.
So we found a seat and next to a nice warm fire here. All right, love.
Yeah, I've got a blanket over my knees. I feel like a little old lady, but I'm loving it.
What do you think you're going for?
I might have an Irish coffee.
I'll have a beer.
Yeah.
Since we were early for our walking tour, we decided to grab a few drinks and sat and watched the world go by at Hadriaplads Square.
Hello, Radford Times.
We then met up with our guide Martin for the politically incorrect free walking tour.
And you're a happy family?
From London, England.
Welcome to Europe.
We've just had a brilliant walking tour with Martin, Ginger Martin from Politically Incorrect Tours. We've spent an hour and a half exploring Copenhagen and hearing about some of the history and some of the beautiful buildings that we're going to see here. One of my favourite aspects was hearing all about Carlsberg and the history of beer here in the city, and actually the scientific approach to brewing beer. We've finally ended here in front of the new town hall, and we need to go and find somewhere to warm up because as beautiful as this city is, even in April it is a little bit cold.
Excited to get free parking here in the city. I didn't pay attention to where we were parking, but fortunately Google remembers where you parked, so we found the van again.
I knew where we were.
So there we are. Got free parking in Copenhagen.
I know, right in the heart of the city as well.
Fantastic.
In a capital city, free parking.
Yeah.
We could stay here overnight if we wanted.
We could probably stay here overnight if we wanted, but we need services because we don't have a working toilet.
No.
And whilst we've been enjoying walking around the city, the solar has been charging the batteries. So back to 100% again. Right, before we jump on the road, we're going to answer a couple of questions we get regularly asked in the comments. Number 1, do we homeschool the kids?
Absolutely not. Nope. We've lived the COVID era. We're not doing homeschooling. There are professionals who can do it much better than we can.
Absolutely. All these videos are shot during the school holidays, during the Easter school holidays, this trip was. So we don't homeschool the kids, number 1.
Nope.
Number 2, how do we fund the trip? How do we fund our travels? Well, partially on YouTube, but that's only a very small percentage on the ad revenue. And of course, there's the integrations like Surfshark and stuff like that. But mainly, we own our own business.
Yes,
right?
we both take an income from a business that we've owned for 20 years nearly
Almost
now.
20 years.
Almost 20 years. I still work in it quite regularly, but remotely.
And I stepped down a couple of years ago, but we still own that business. It is Yowzer Signs Graphics, and we do vehicle graphics, we do sign writing, signs, we even do embroidery, like Lindsay's hoodie there, things
My
like
boob.
that.
Yes.
So if you need a logo designing, you need some flyers printing, you need some graphics, by all means give the guys in the office a shout, 01908 37 882,
or email them, sales@yowzer.co.uk. Or even take a look on the website, in fact, yowzer.co.uk.
But don't expect to get a hold of us. We're not in there.
We're not in there. No.
Not very often.
So I hope that's cleared up a few questions that we regularly asked in the comments. Right, let's get back on the road. Change of plans, I think. We were going to do Copenhagen for 2 nights, but the weather's not looking good tomorrow, and I've still got a toilet to get fixed. And we've got a heck of a drive actually the next day,
Yes.
heading into Germany, so we might break the back of that.
Okay.
So we're going to have a look and see if we're going to mix it up and change our plans tonight, because we was just going to stay down the road in Copenhagen. But we're going to have a look on Search for Sites, have a look on Park for Night, and see if we can find an alternate park up a bit further on our route.
I was getting a little excited about the Viking Ship Museum, which is about 40 minutes west of here. So I'm going to see if that's on our route as well. Maybe we can find somewhere near that.
One thing we did know about Copenhagen is they like their shawarma, and so do we. Right? There's a lot of shawarma shops, and Lindsay makes a great shawarma as well. I think the best shawarma we had was in Budapest, wasn't it?
That was very good, wasn't it? Yes. We parked on the outskirts, way out on the outskirts of Budapest, and walked in.
And they had the best shawarma ever. Anyway, but right, where are we staying tonight, Linz? Let's have a look.
I don't know yet.
Okay, we found an air. Essentially, it's a motorway services with a park up, which we don't normally do, but it looks to be good. It's also free, and it's got services, and it's just over an hour away, so we're going to head there now. So we do get some questions, especially about the sat nav that we use, and some of you may have seen the TomTom video that we did. And you asked, what do we use? In fact, we use both, to be honest with you. We like the TomTom for the main routes. When you're doing motorways and there's junctions, it's so much clearer on the TomTom unit what lane you need to take. But there again, we use Search for Sites for most of our park ups, and it's easy on Search for Sites just to scroll down and send it to Google Maps. And then, so for the last few miles, we maybe use Google Maps, but we often have them both running. But we much prefer TomTom and how clear the instructions are when you need to make a turn in, or what lane you need to be in for an up and coming turn in. So, hope that's answered your questions. So that's us parked up here, and let's check out if the toilets are okay. And the toilets are here. Perfect. There, they'll do. At least we got services for tonight with our toilet broken, and we'll try and get it fixed tomorrow. So the toilet's perfect, but there's a building site right next to us.
There is, and it might start early tomorrow morning.
Yeah, so maybe we'll move down the way a little bit further. What do you think? Yeah. Quick bit of levelling up. It's a bit windy. Look, the bridge over there. We've got some picnic tables over here. Ooh, and the lorries are parked over there. That'll do us for the night. Ooh, I love these new blinds. They're even better than the ones on our last van that we had. So quick and easy. Got to straighten that mirror, but up they come. How easy is that? Ooh, put a nice salad together.
Yeah.
What did you just say?
The fridge. The things that have come out of the fridge are possibly a little bit too cold, so I've had to turn the temperature. Do you turn the temperature up or down with the fridge? If you want to warm it up, turn the temperature up.
Well,
turn the fridge down.
Yeah, it depends, you know.
Yeah, I've made it less blobs on the blobometer.
Are you drinking wine?
It's red wine and it's warming me up a treat. I tell you what was nice, I had an Irish coffee this afternoon that warmed me up for quite a long time. That was nice.
So what you rustled up the lasagna?
Yes, and I wish I had some garlic, because then I'd have made some nice garlic bread to fluff it out.
Well, we've made it a nice salad, so that's all right.
Well.
And we're catching up with Will's new video. Is anyone else enjoying his new series where he goes and tries out other vans? I certainly am. Good morning. Right, let's have a look out here this morning. Ooh, it is rather wet, but it's stopped raining. Trucks are over there. And looks like more vans turned up last night. Yes. Right, let's use the facility, shall we?
Right, let's show you where we are. We're in an island called Faro in the southwest of Denmark, and I read about it last night. There's actually only 4 people that live on this island, so we more than doubled the population of the island last night. Morning.
Morning.
Oh, you got this place ship shape ready to go?
Yes, and the wonder stuff are on, so it's all good.
So you're rocking out.
Comparing all my problems to the size of a cow.
You never were much of a singer, were you? Right, we're about to hit the road, but before we do, I'm just uploading another video. Now, a lot of you have been asking in the comments on our Facebook and our Instagram, how do we deal with the data whilst we're in Europe? Yes, we have a Starlink, but that is paused. We used the Starlink when we were in Europe last summer, when we went down as far as Albania, but it is quite expensive, so that is on pause now, because it's 100 quid a month, I think. So what do we use? We use our phones as one. The phones are on Utility Warehouse. Now, when I was looking for unlimited data on our phones, I wanted to go with the EE network, and Utility Warehouse use the EE network. So we pay £20 a month for the first SIM, and then we pay £13 a month for each additional SIM after that. Unlimited text, unlimited voice, unlimited data on the EE network for that. But we also have a router in the cupboard. We have a 5G router, and that's on the Smarty network. Again, it's with unlimited data, but that uses the 3 network. And we're currently paying £16 a month for unlimited data on the 3 network with Smarty, although it's usually £20 a month. But what they allow you to do on Smarty is for £7 every 3 days, you can then use your home data whilst you're abroad. So you continue to use unlimited data on the 3 network with Smarty for £7 for every 3 days. And that's been the most cost-effective way that we found to use our data whilst we're abroad on this trip. Because we have gone through some data, I've just checked, and in the last 10 days alone, we've gone through 90 gig of data on the Smarty plan up there. So yeah, we're rinsing through the data. So there it is. I'm going to leave a link in the description for all of these guys. And be aware that there will be, there is a kickback. We will get a £10 voucher if you do use our link, but so will you. So it's a winner-winner for the pair of us. So fortunately, we know a few people throughout Europe, and one of these people is Felix in Germany. Now, we're actually going to go and see Felix in a few days, but I've just reached out to Felix and asked him if he knows anyone that may be able to help fix our toilet. Now, Felix owns a motorhome dealership, so he's quite well connected, and he's given us someone in Rostock when we get into Germany that may be able to help, and he's a Swift dealer as well, so we'll pop in and see if they can help fix the toilet.
We get back late on Sunday afternoon, so rather than try and go to the supermarket and stress about the week's food, I am ordering as usual with HelloFresh. If you know anybody who works for HelloFresh and they're looking for people to work with, get them to get in touch with us, because we do use them so regularly and I love the recipes. What I'm going to do is also, I think I'll leave a link to HelloFresh. I don't know what the deal is, but there's probably a referral deal. So if I leave our referral link in there, have a look and just see if there's anything that you like. I really like the fact that I don't waste any food with them. It's good.
So whilst we're waiting in line for the ferry back to Germany, Lindsay's knocking up something. What are you knocking up?
Some sort of egg frittata-y thing. I've got no potatoes, so it's eggs, peppers, chorizo, bacon, cheese. Found some mozzarella I'm going to chuck in there.
Fantastic. Hey.
Turn it into something. We'll have it with pita bread probably. Maybe.
And it is superb. Thank you, my love.
My pleasure.
Right, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's do it. Scandinavia has been incredible. We highly, highly, highly recommend it for a spring trip. Definitely worth the trip. Now it's drizzling and we're heading towards Rostock in northern Germany.